Welcome to Patros 53. We are here in beautiful Langley. I sound more German than French, really. Spreche Deutsch. I don't speak German. I don't speak French. So we're here in beautiful Langley for Jenga Fest Northwest 2011, drinking good wine with good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick picks up this bottle and he shows me, and I said, "Oh my God, that's Mark's winery." So my brother, who's a jazz musician now for 40 years, worked with a man named Mark Newton, whose passion was wine, and he makes some of the best wine you can get in this country. It's crazy. Very, very small batches, and it's fantastic, right? Hey, Mark, nice wine. So,
and we drank the Cabernet Franc yesterday with Zazie.
Yeah.
They loved it.
And evidently he had the office next door to my brother. My brother brought me into Microsoft when I just came out of college, and I interviewed with them, and we had lunch with Mark. And
cool.
I don't know much about wine, but I know this is good, and I know Mark's a nice guy. So
cool.
How's that for a wine intro?
Keep drinking good wine in the Gypsy Jazz. So, Django Fest 2011 already.
Wow.
Last year was good to meet Bob, Holo, and he's back.
Yeah?
We want to talk about his guitar, but musician.
Yeah.
That play the guitar mostly, that makes...
Well, it's about influences. So I get to think, you said a couple of weeks ago, Patrick emailed me and said, think about what you want to talk about. I was like, well, I don't want to talk about gearhead stuff anymore. Everyone knows that I have a background in engineering and that I obsess over this stuff, and I stay up late, and I, spend a lot of time obsessing over these old guitars. But really, like this. Well, this is, this guitar, it's out of tune. The strings are 2 months old. The guitar was played by Robin Nolan, who's a wonderful player, but anybody who knows Robin knows that he has hands of death and he can kill strings in an hour. So he killed these strings, and then I played the guitar for 2 months, and still, So
that's a Bussato?
You just don't get sound like that anywhere else. Bernabe Bussato he's my muse, right? I've studied now 16 Bussatos, own 2 Bussatos, and wouldn't trade them. Someone will inherit them, but I don't expect they'll ever leave me in my lifetime. And so, that's about guitars. What I want to talk about, though, is about musicians. Why do I do this? Why did Bussato do this? Bussato did it to get in the hands of musicians. I do this to get the guitars in the hands of musicians because they go out and they create.
Yeah.
And if you take a look what's happened in 2010 and now in the beginning of 2011, all these artists have taken these guitars and they've done these wonderful things with them. And this is what gets me to go out in the shop in the morning, especially, in the winter when it's really flipping cold and you go out and you turn the heaters on and your hands are sore and, maybe you've got a cold or something, but you still have to go and you have to snap it on. It's like being a performer. You get up on stage. Nobody cares if you're sick. Nobody cares if you're tired. Nobody cares if your hands hurt. And you snap it on and you do your best work. And you always have to do that. If you don't get up and go to work like a hungry person, you damn sure will soon be a hungry person. Because, this style of jazz and these guitars doesn't tolerate mediocrity, right? This style eats its young. I read a jazz interview. Actually, I got that from an interview that was done with Stefan Rembel, where the guy was saying, "Stefan, you're really, really good. How does that happen?" He said, "Well, I don't know. I just practice a lot." And the guy said, "Yeah, I've noticed all these gypsy jazz guys, they tend to be really good. This style of music tends to not tolerate mediocrity."
Yeah.
So you take a look at, Emmett Mahoney went out and won Best Jazz Album of the Year in Hawaii, and he's doing great work. And Jeff Radeish actually is not here at Django Fest right now because he's doing a cameo on Happy Endings, which is a TV show that is here in America, and where he's playing, for this show. And Stefan has now, this past year, he's written and recorded 2 movie soundtracks.
Yeah.
And he's doing fantastic work. He's got a Selmer model, Roy Williams, his rhythm guitar player, just picked up one identical to Stefan's. Rockin' Matthew just finished this Django 100 tour.
Yeah.
which blew my mind. They're wonderful players, and you take a look at they have the 100 players of Django,
Yeah.
and then they have the 7 guys they bring out front. And one end was Rocky, and the other end was Matthew, and I almost flipped.
Both of your guitar?
Well, both of my guitar. No, both of these guys.
Yeah, that's...
When you meet these people and you
Yeah.
really get invested in who they are and the journey that they're taking, when you spend some time drinking wine with them and talking with them, you get really turned on by their personal journey. And, Alfonso and Mundo are both cutting records right now.
Chicago, I know.
Chicago and Las Vegas,
Yeah.
And now Antoine Boyer and Sebastian Boyer, who you just, and Antoine really, he loves that old,
Yeah.
D-hole guitar,
Yeah.
and looks like he's going to be playing that
Yeah.
from here on
Soon,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
You like the sound for a brand new guitar? He's happy with the feel.
Oh, he and that guitar, I hope he winds up playing that guitar, because he and that guitar are a perfect match.
Yeah.
He's a young man, but he's got this really old soul, and you can hear this.
Yeah.
And that guitar has a 120-year-old soundboard, just the center portion of it, right? Basato
Yeah,
always made 3-piece soundboards,
Yeah.
right? So this is like 20-year-old wood here and here, but that piece down the center is 120 years old. So it's got this old heart
And young.
in a young guitar,
Yeah.
and he's got this old heart in this young man.
Yeah.
And over time,
That guitar will age. He will age.
he will age.
Yeah.
Everything gets beautiful. Everything gets sweet.
Yeah.
So,
So what do you think of his playing? Not too fast. Not too.
it's incredible. It's incredible. He's got more soul and feel than most guys can ever hope to have.
Yeah.
And he doesn't let it affect him. He is so nice. He is completely unaffected by the tremendous amount of attention that he's getting. He's a wonderful young man, and that speaks very well of his family and his father.
Yeah,
who
for sure.
Keep him grounded.
Yeah. Just turned 15 a couple of months
15.
ago. 15.
I've babbled enough. You talk a little.
No, nothing to say. Just like the wine. That's a good wine. Bob, keep building good guitar. Keep making those musicians too.
I will do my best. I'm the guy in the wings.
You need good musician, but you also need good guitar. I think so.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's
very
like
much.
wine. You need good grapes to make
You
a
need
good ball.
grapes to make good.
Good bottle. Huh? Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks. Yeah. Like I always say, keep drinking good wine, like the one at Di Stefano. That's a Sauvignon Blanc, and with a dash of Semillon from Washington.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.